Welcome back to the Director's Garage. Ow! I am your host and resident idiot, Michael, and today, folks, we're changing things up. We were going to be doing the shootout between the Noble FoKus Apollo and the Focal Batiste. I was going to compare and contrast them. Two true wireless, Bluetooth, noise-canceling juggernaut of headphones. Phenomenal headphones. Couple things happened. Number one, y'all didn't watch this episode. Nobody watched it. I put weeks into this thing. Nobody watched it. So we're going to push this one aside in favor of something else. And this would be something else.
Said I'm going down to the crossroads. Get me some audio 46.
Yeah, guys, it's a mystery box from Audio 46. It's like we're solving an Agatha Christie murder, but without all the dead bodies and the blood. But you guys know we're in the Black Friday window, so there's plenty of murder to be had to your bank account. And what's cool about Audio 46 is that they price match throughout this season. See how I did that little segue there? That was pretty good. It's really incredible, though. If you find a better deal, they will match your price. Even better, anything you bought from Audio 46 heading into Black Friday, they'll give you cash back if it goes on sale. Check out their website for all these details. It'll make sense. But a local shop that cares about your wallet is a place I want to reward with my business. And these guys are enthusiasts just like us. Super knowledgeable and friendly. Shipping is fast and free. And if you use the coupon code Director's Garage, all one word, you can save an extra 5% off most of the gear they carry. And you give a little bit of love back to this show. It could use it.
It's a mystery.
Okay, so we have this mystery box. I have no idea what's inside this thing. It could be a $50 item, a $500 item, a $5,000 item. It's kind of too light to be an HE1, so I think we're safe from the $50,000 territory, for now anyway. We're going to be opening this box, we're going to check out what's inside of it, and we're going to give it a first listen. It's some live action for you. These are my favorite shows to do. I cannot wait, so let's get it on. The roses in the window box have tilted to one side. Everything about this house was born to grow and die. You got that one? That's Funeral for a Friend, Love Lies Bleeding by Elton John. Insanely good first track from Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Now, I haven't done one of these for a while. I kind of almost forgot how to do it. I hope you got that one. Well, it looks like we're about ready to open this thing up. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? And oh my God, we got ourselves, oh lordy, look at this, guys. You can't see it. Look at this. It's an Eversolo. Oh my God, guys, this is a premier streamer. It's amazing. This is the Eversolo. I don't know which version this is. I could not be more excited about this. This is a streaming box, much like my DCS Lina. It does all kinds of conversions and it will stream Tidal. It's a hardware front end for Roon. It does all of this crazy good stuff, and we're going to get to check this out today. I cannot believe it. We are so lucky. Checking this out, it says it is the Eversolo A6. So I believe this thing goes about $1,000, maybe a little north of there, but this is a box that everybody is dying to get their hands on, and I'm so thrilled we get to check this out today. All right, it looks like it's a flip-up box here. If I pull this little thing out here, we should be ready to open this up. Are you ready? Let's check it out. Why? And oh, we get ourselves, well, a little product card. Okay, look at that. Why? Oh, let's check this out. It comes in a nice little nylon case. Let's get this thing. Ooh, it's a nice little unit. Not too heavy. It's kind of nice. This is exciting. I usually don't get hardware. Usually it's a headphone. But let's pull this out of the drawstring bag and whoa, look at that. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Beautiful Eversolo DMP-A6. Now they do make an A8, which is about $1,000 north of here, but I don't know the differences. We'll look it up later. Pretty basic front panel. You've got a push button. This looks like a power toggle and a controller volume knob kind of thing. And then we flip it over and you've got some tasty Wi-Fi antennas. And then you've got 2 XLRs out and 2 RCAs out. out, a digital out, probably can hook this up to an external clock, some USBs, HDMI, your LAN, and a power with a switch in back. I like the hardware power switch on the back and the front because you can kind of leave it on once you get it set up and just power it off and on through the front panel. Very nice. So you get a lot of options back here. I mean, I imagine I'm going to have to do some reading to figure out how it all works, but very cool, very cool. I like all of this setup. Now let's see what else is in this box before we do away with it. Let's check out what's in this guy here. Looks like it's a used box for sure. Nothing against trying a demo unit. I love this. We're going to get to explore. Open this guy up, and oh, we got a couple of things here. We've got ourselves a screw in the driver. Never know when you're going to get screwed. A USB cable to hook it up to your computer. And you get your AC cord because you can't go nowhere without some AC. But let's get back to this unit here, and I want to, oh, look at this now. You've got 4 feet on the bottom, but this is where the interest is. You could put an SSD card in this thing, and you can use this as perhaps a music server. Very cool. I really like this. Now, we're going to have to do some hijinks to get this all wired up, so let's pass a little bit of time with a waterfall effect. Did we do it? All right, well, a few things should give away that we pulled up some time here. The first being this little guy right here, because as you can see, I've taken the top-down camera, and it's now pointed right at the Eversolo, and it's turned on. Now, I had to do some configuring and testing and rewiring, and how I've done this is we're running a USB cable into this guy off of my main computer, and then 2 XLRs running to the Ray Samuels B21 Rada back here. And at the same time, this is also hooked up to my DAC over here, which is the DCS Lina. And all of this is running through Roon. And you can see down here in the corner, I can select my Lina or my Eversolo, which is going to be kind of fun because we're going to be able to compare these two units. And here, if a $1,000 unit versus an $18,000 unit is going to make a difference. So, and what will the difference be? Will it be something huge? I honestly don't know. Now, there's an app that associates itself with the Eversolo, and I'm kind of showing it right here, and I've recorded a little screen recording here of some of the things it does, but you can set up your streaming. I've set up Tidal already. You control all aspects of this device through the app, and that's including down to what the display is showing you. You can tell it to show you VU meter, you can tell it to show you something else. And I'm actually surprised at how quickly I was able to set all this up. So let's run through this home screen while we're here. And the first step is music. Now, if there were music stored on that SSD card, if there's one even installed, I'm not really sure, you would see that come up here, but there is nothing on here. So there's no library or anything, so we can go back to the home screen. This is the home button. This is a little niggle I'm finding. This should be a prominent button somewhere else on the screen. I don't like that it's third down here. Whatever. Streaming, we know that we have Tidal hooked up to this, and it should show. It may, let's see what happens. Yeah, it is. It's taking my registration of Tidal off the iPhone because my iPhone is set for Tidal, which is great. So there's streaming. You've got files. Again, this is going to be if you stored anything on here. There is nothing on here. And then you've got your source. Currently, I'm using the USB in. I haven't figured out how to get it to take the Ethernet in, and obviously you can do optical, Bluetooth, or any of these other settings, but USB is going to be our best quality. It's going to allow us to stream in the highest resolution files, so we want to do that. Apps are kind of interesting. You can add an EQ app, Setup Wizard, CD to the home screen, whatever you want. I am sure there is much more to this than I've figured out thus far. This is just a basic primer of what's going on here. Now up in this corner up here, this will take you to the information screen of what's playing right now. Clearly there's nothing playing right now. And if you hit the VU meter, the VU meters come up. You can swipe between them. I think this is really kind of cool. It's a fun little treat, a little eye candy. But for the sake of argument, let's keep it here for right now. I've got this thing pinned wide open. We're going to try it this way. Let's put on some headphones here and head into a director's garage sound impression and get a first listen to this thing. What do you say? Alright guys, I'm going to start off with an album called Sound and Color. It's from Alabama Shakes, and this was a huge album in like 2015, I want to say. And let's listen to the title track, Sound and Color, and it starts off with this gorgeous keyboard bass combo, and then it kind of goes into a nice slow rhythm. Make sure we're not distorting. Xylophone or vibes. It sounds beautiful off the top. Granted, I've got a $12,500 amp back here on the B21, and it's pushing the Saspara $6,000 headphone. So it should sound good. And it's beautiful. And I gotta say, this thing's a joy to use, and it couldn't be easier with Rune running the front end on this thing. I don't hear anything here that would make me say this is a bad investment. And this is only about $1,000. I'm going to check something real quick here. I'm going to pull this back 10 dB and just make sure we're not clipping. No, there's no clipping. Oh, it's clean. Okay. Let's head over to some of Grateful Dead. I love Grateful Dead music. All right, let's head into Working Man's Dead, and the track we're going to go for here is Uncle John's Band. One of my personal favorites. And I love listening to the Grateful Dead. I've been listening to a lot of them lately, especially with the death of Phil Lesh. It's so clean. It's just beautiful. Yeah, I got no complaints about this. It's showing me it's a 192 file. It does not transfer information about the music. Interesting. The Lina will tell you exactly what's playing. But maybe there's a menu down here that will reveal that. I don't know. It's a beautiful unit. It's just wonderful. I haven't even hooked it up to any of the Wi-Fi stuff. We'll get into that at a later time. There's great separation. There's solid bass as this track routinely delivers. I'm going to pause here, though. Let's do something interesting now. Now, I'm going to get these two. I'm going to get this Eversolo in time with the Lina, and I'm going to do some A-Bing on that. And so to do that, we're going to go back to the app here of Rune, and I'll start Uncle John's Band, and then I'm going to go to the Lina, and I will start Uncle John's Band. And they'll be a little bit out of time, but for the sake of argument, we can A-B between the two. This should be fun. Oh. So I'm on the Lina now. There is a difference. Okay. All right, there is a difference here. Okay. Well, and there should be. The Lina is $18,000. This is $1,000. So what am I hearing that's different? I'm getting greater separation on the Lina. I'm getting a clearer signal. There seems to be more resolution here. The bass seems to go a little bit deeper. The biggest difference I'm hearing is there appears to be more resolution coming out of it. And this thing's doing an upsampling on the inside of it too. So there's a lot of ones and O's going on under the hood of this $18,000 setup versus this. That said, it's about a 20% difference. So you're paying $17,000 plus for 20%. And that's diminishing returns in action. But I can hear an audible difference between the Eversolo and the Lina. And then the Lina has the clock on it too. So there's an external clock timing that. This is the Eversolo is relying on an internal clock. But it was something that I wanted to check out because I am curious about, you know, when you start talking about ones and zeros, is there a difference between this incredibly expensive system here and this bargain killer product that was shipped to me from Audio 46 today? And the answer is, yeah, it sounds better. Is it $17,000 better? No, it's not even close. Let's get back into the music. What I love about Working Man's Dead is that this is really the big turn in the history of the Grateful Dead. Prior to this album, the Dead were a psychedelic band, but with the band's music from Big Pink the year before, Jerry and the guys jumped lanes and brought their own take to this Americana sound that the band did so well with Dylan. Working Man's Dead and American Beauty were recorded back to back and are extensions of each other's, and both of these records are brilliant, and I happen to just love this first song, Uncle John's Band. There's a minstrel quality to this, and these particular rips, 192 files, have exceptional bass response. It's really exciting to hear. I could listen to this all night long. All right, I'm going to pause here and we're going to go to a jazz track. What do you say? All right, and what I'm going to go to is Wynton Marsalis just released last year an album of Louis Armstrong Hot Fives and Sevens recordings. These are seminal Louis tracks from the 1920s, and this recording was made in Lincoln Center in 2006. It was just released last year for the first time, and it's clearly spectacular. And the song I'm going to go to is Scat Daddy Dat. I gotta love it. I love the name of the song. Let's check it out. And it starts with Louis' classic trumpet. It's Wynton playing trumpet, clearly. Oh. I want to hear this trumpet solo on the Lina while we're here, because there's a lot of reverb here, and this should tell me a lot about the difference between these two. Oh, and there is. This is what I suspected. Where the Lina really shows its prowess is in things like decay and space. So you start off with a solo trumpet with a lot of reverb. It's in Lincoln Center. It's the natural reverb of the room. And the room extends out much further on the Lina than it does on the Eversolo. And then these are the nuances that I'm hearing between the two. I just found that would be particularly of interest to us in this situation. This little unit is a lot of fun, though. Let's check out the VUs on this. It's so cool. I mean, this looks beautiful. It gives you down here some info. You can get rid of it. Just touch screen and touch it over. I guess you got to go VU, touch the bottom, and it'll get rid of it. Very nice. Check out some different looks. Very nice. I'm going to give myself a little bit of headroom here. Just got to compensate on the amp a little bit. And I think if you could put some music in this thing, hang a drive off the back of this thing, I think this could be a really formidable little unit. I think it's beautiful. And it's compact. It doesn't take a lot of desk space. There's a lot going on in this track too. There's starts and stops and little solos. Yeah, you really hear the room and the instruments. Clarinet, you got a trombone, a trumpet, piano, double bass. Some scatting now. And there's some outstanding percussion as well. It's just unbelievable. Okay, I want to pause it 1 second here. I want to show you guys something now. If you want to listen to Roon, you're going to be over here on the USB input. Now, if you want to start streaming from inside the player itself and use the Ethernet input as an input source, you switch to internal player. Now I can go to Tidal and I can scroll through Tidal right here on the screen, and I can look at anything I want on Tidal and start playing that. And I think that's exciting. Let's put this shotgun track on. This is gorgeous. This is so fun. But I love that you have so many options here. The Lina, I've got to use an app. I can't even get close to doing this. And this is maybe not the best way to do it, but I think that if it's late at night and you've got your computers all turned off, who wants to boot everything to go to Roon if you don't have the separate server? So I kind of like this idea that you can adjust things right here on the screen and play stuff from the screen. I can't even do that on the Lina. The Lina has got to go through the app. You've got to have the app open. It's the only way to do it. You can't just log into Tidal and stream stuff off the screen like you can here. And that makes this thing really gives it a leg up. And that's a way more expensive unit, mind you, too. This thing is just beautiful and easy to operate. And I really like that. And I think there have been a few of these streaming boxes in recent years that have really captured the imagination of folks. I'm thinking of the Hi-Fi Rose, the RS-130 certainly, and then these Eversolo boxes, which have just come in so far under that Hi-Fi Rose territory. I don't know how they compare A to B, but I got to think for the money, you're getting a lot of value in this unit with all the things that it does. Already, I'm finding stuff that it does from streaming internally to hooking up with your Roon setup. It's got a ton of flexibility. There's a lot of ways you can use this box, and I think it's really impressive. I'm a huge fan of this. I think the graphics on the screen, I'm going to show it to you again real quick. These graphics are just beautiful. I love, look up here in the upper corner, you've got a little spinning Quincy disc in honor of the playlist that we're checking out here, which is this one. And jumping between tracks, just so easy and butter smooth. This is just gorgeous stuff. You don't get anything close to this on the Lina, but I will say this, when it came down to it at the end of the day, the Lina was giving me better sound. So there is that. It does at least sound better. All right. Having just done this first listen, I've got to say I am very impressed with this unit's ease of use, its beautiful colors and graphics, and I think it's got a ton of features that I will look forward to getting to know once my feeble brain wraps around it. What I do want to do is check out the price and that kind of thing. So with that, we're going to go to Audio 46 over on the desktop here, and I'm going to look up Eversolo, and let's take a look at their products and let's just see how much this thing costs, because this is an impressive unit. Here it is. Okay, it's $1,300. I'd also note that this is the gold edition. They're out of stock on the regular base model, which is what we're looking at today. That comes in $500 less, and what you get for your money is an upgraded internal clock. That's the difference between the two. I don't have any qualms with this purchase. I'll have more details about the specifics of this because I didn't know what this was prior to opening it up, and I haven't spent a lot of time looking at it. But I will say I'm most impressed with the build quality on this thing. It feels solid. I'm impressed with the screen. It's a very beautiful and reactive touch screen. I think that's safe to say. It really jumps in and out of these modes quickly. I don't feel like there's much screen lag at all. It all feels kind of logical, actually. And even going to Tidal, it calls up all of this stuff off the web pretty quickly. So that's the Eversolo A6, a $750 box of fun and toys. This thing is seriously cool tech shit, man. I can't wait to get into it. I got to give a shout out to our friends at Audio 46 for hooking this up. What an amazing unit. Can't wait to review it. Now, our next episode is going to be that shootout between the Focal Batiste and the new Noble Audio FoKus Apollo. True wireless noise canceling over-ear headphones. That should be a blast, and a few surprises in that one too as I'm readying that one to tape. Should be a lot of fun. So make sure you
like and subscribe to the director's garage. It don't cost nothing.
Those jingles make life worth living, man. Okay, give this episode a thumbs up if you enjoyed our first look at the Eversolo A6. Or you can do the other thing, because it's me, guys. I can't blame you. Thanks for stopping by the garage today, and I will see you before you know it.
Lord, help me. Help me find my way. Oh, to the director's garage.